Sunday the 11th. The time is 5 to 2. A little bit on the late side, but as you can see, I am not wearing my attire. And the reason for that is it's my dad's birthday. But before I go to his house, because I know he's down here and he's not in Scotland, before I go there, I thought I'm going to just do a little job that entails me sticking that little tiny bit of laminate, blue, to the side of that table, because that's bugged me. I should have done it yesterday, but I didn't. So I thought, do you know what? I'll go down there now, stick it up. Hopefully I won't get myself, cream trousers, all dusty and looking silly. And if I can get that done, walk away, I'll be a lot happier. And it'll also give me an idea of what I want to do in this episode, which, by the way, is Boat Extras 24. I said 22 the last time, didn't I? I got that wrong because I was thinking of the previous one. Anyway, I'm going up the ladder and I definitely don't want to be holding this because I forgot the stick. Well, the stick's over there, but I haven't got the connector to screw it to the GoPro. So I'm going to have to hold it like a primitive. So I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to get up there and I'm going to try not to get dirty. So see you aboard. I've propped you up on some kitchen toweling stuff, like the professionals do. Right, I'm going to stick this baby on here. And I've got some really good strong glue. It's sort of super glue, but it's not super glue. Because I think super glue will go brittle and it will just snap off. Now, I need some masking tape. What's the guarantee? I've gone and left the masking tape down there, like an idiot. Oh, might have a little bit. Do you know what? I think that might work. There's not much left on here, but we can give it a go. That'll go there, and there's one that can go there. Right, I think we've got all the equipment we need. Oh, ha! I'm going to try it out. Yes, tea please. Yes, keep the sugar, I'm on a diet. Yes, I think I could get used to this. What do you think? Oh, there's nobody there. Right, let's see if we can stick that on there. There's a bit of a break in it though on there. I wonder if I can hide it in a different place. Maybe that way. Does that work? No, I think it should go that way. It's less likely to get caught. Right, there's something sticking out there. So I'll push that in there. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. No, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you. That's it. That's the way we want it. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. Please work. Please. Oh gosh, I've got it on my fingers. Dear God. That would be disastrous. Come on. You don't want too much of this stuff because we don't want it coming away. We don't want it sticking out all over the place because I bet you this is not going to be easy to get off if you do. Okay. Now, should we put some on the wood? I know what I'll do. We'll put some around the edges and underneath that lip. Fortunately, this Formicas got the top comes just over, so this will fit underneath it. So that's a good thing. Do not drip on your trousers. Right, that's enough. Put the lid on that. Okay. Try not to get it on your fingers. so. Now if I tuck you in there and squidge you in there, okay, and then put you tightly on there, like so. Can I squeeze a bit more out of you? Come on, come on, come on. I know you want to be used. Come on. There you go. There you go. And then that goes on there like so. And we'll just whack you on there anyway, seeing as that you have done your best to work. Right, that's it. You can't say I've not worked today, because I have, but I'm very pleased with this. And those lights, by the way, I love those lights. I think they look great. Yes. Yes, well, there we go. If every job was as easy as that, this boat would have been done years ago. You could have a little look. There you go, what do you think? Nobody will be any of the wiser once that's properly stuck. I'm very pleased with this. This all needs to be screwed into place, by the way. I have thought also, I don't know what your thoughts are. Originally, this boat, or this piece of furniture, had a brass rail going from there to there, all the way around, and obviously I suppose that was to stop things rolling off. Why it would on a canal, I don't know, but nevertheless there was a rail. I've got those somewhere, and I was thinking, would it be nice to put them back on? I mean, it defeats the object of having them on that's going that way, but you know, across there maybe, possibly. In fact, I've just realised I need to put a piece of oak. Is there a piece of oak knocking about somewhere? Where's the oak? Bit of waste will do. Anybody? Anybody? Thank you. I've just realised that I can put on there. There's a dirty great gap there. That needs to go on there. I mean, obviously nothing can really drop down apart from there. I could bead it, I suppose. Anyway, that's for another day. So, I just thought I'd open up Boat Extras episode 24, and then tomorrow I can crack on with some work. It'll be a nanosecond for you, because all I will do is go, and I will turn into more clothes and work. So, and it's a different day as well. Wouldn't it be marvellous if we could do that? If we could just click our fingers and it would be, it's a completely different day, and you're changed and you're ready for action. So, it is Monday the something. What is it? Monday the 12th. And it's time to do a few little tiny jobs, and then we'll move on to something else that I still don't know what I'm going to do. So I am going to do today that. I'm going to put a trim up here and here. I'm just debating whether to actually, I mean, originally when I did this, yes, it's nice. It does actually look quite modern, but the idea was actually to put a wood strip along there, because ultimately there's going to be a wood strip going over there anyway, there and there. And I thought, well, would it look odd if that's wood and that's chrome? I don't know. Maybe you'll have an idea on that one, because I don't think I've got enough to do that anyway. So maybe if you could give me an idea whether you think that all the way along should be in wood, or whether I should leave it with the chrome. That's up to you. So that's my immediate job, is to do that, and a little bit there. That is now stuck, of course. There's that little bit of a spelchy bit there, but do you know what, it's fine. That's not coming off. So that's all done. We can forget about that for now. Marvellous. And now I've got my little thing. I can put you back on your thing, and then I can put you on your perch. Aren't you lucky? Right, I'll go down there, get my stuff sorted, and you will be back shortly. Bye for now. Well, it's a few hours since I last spoke to you, believe it or not. I know it's a wonderful thing of switching from one page to another, but it has been. It's going dark now. And the reason for that is I needed, every so often, I get to a point where things need to be tidy. So I've cleared up all the mess that was around here, and I've put tools where I know where they are, which, you know, eventually I'll start going, where have I put these, where have I put that? But anyway, it's all clear around here, so I can see wood for trees. And speaking of wood, I have just stained up some of these waste pieces, which will, you know, that one I've marked will go behind the cupboard where I've obviously coloured it. That will go on the ceiling, and one of those two, I don't know which, will finish it off. Well, I'm hoping it will anyway. They might not be the right size, but I thought, well, I might as well stain them up anyway. So while they are going to dry, I will put those over there on top of my GoPro bag. Stay. And I'm going to concentrate on cleaning this one up and clean that one up. Now, it's going to be a right boring job, is this, or and I literally will not film any of it, because all I'm going to be doing is sanding off each of those bars, sanding these, doing the reverse. These are the good ones. I'm not so sure about the other one. That one's okay as well, by the way. These are the ones that go on the sides. The one that goes right up against the front end of the boat, then I'm not so sure about that. That's obviously a rickety one. I'll have to establish what I'm going to do with that one. So I'm going to sand these and stain them properly, and hopefully they will be fine. And you will see that when they are done. Okay, is that the deal? Good. Right, until then, bye for now. And welcome back. So, what have I been doing? I have been sanding and I have been staining. We're at the staining stage, I think. Danish oil, Jacobean, dark oak, just to blend in those colours, because there were a bit of all sorts going on in there. Well, they're all nicely sorted. So they look good on both sides, and that one down there, of course, that's done the same. So we're going to let those go off tonight, and we'll be back in the morning. Oh, the others, I've given them a tone down as well, so they're all done. So with a bit of luck, I'll be able to put those up tomorrow, and we'll leave it at that. So I am going to catch the tip before they shut, because with cleaning up today, I've got my car full of rubbish. So I need to get rid of that. So till tomorrow, I will see you then. Bye for now. And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday the 13th, and these have turned out rather nice. They are nice and dry, and they are now due for a clear coat of Danish oil to give it that final luster and protection. So that is my first job of the morning, and I will do that, and I will speak to you after I've done it. So it was just a courteous good morning to you all, and if I can put you on your perch, I hope you're all well. Oh, I can't put you, I can't even reach now because the bench is in the way. Do you know why? Because I've cleaned this area. There is something to be said for a clean. a clean environment, I have to say, although it does slowly get dirty as the time goes on. Anyway, there we go. I can reach the camera now. See you shortly, and of course, you go and have yourself a tea or a coffee. Bye for now. And welcome back. So, we are on with this project. Now this is 35mm high from that point to that point, and these from that point to that point is 20. So there's a 15mm difference, and because I have spent a fortune on the cushions, I do not want any ridges, unnecessary ridges on the cushions, and I don't want to feel a difference of 15mm when I'm lying down, and that's what I would do if I kept that. So I am going to make a new one, and I have found it in my stock of wood, that which is 15mm, and I can use a 5mm ply on top that will give me, or 6mm depending on which piece I use, I can use, and it will be a 1mm difference if I am lucky. So I am going to go up there and measure the struts that I need, and then I'm going to cut those down. I could use that as a template, but to be honest, that's still a bit wet, so I might go up there. I know where they finish, and I might just measure the struts themselves, because I think this is this is definitely man-made, so I think I can improve on that. So that is my job for today. So stay tuned, and I will let you know how my progress is going. Oops, a bit high that. And I will leave you on your perch. So until then, bye for now. Right, okay, so I figured out, I made a little diagram here. Now fortunately, you know, the underlay that I put there, I can use that as a template, so I could bring that down and I can put my battens on there, because it gives me the exact size of what we need to cover. But that's not the problem. The problem is that I have got that piece there and another smaller piece, probably no bigger than that one there, which I think is up there, is it? Yeah, there it is. Nowhere near enough. They are the right thickness, but haven't got enough. Now I could go to the most expensive DIY shop in the world and get some more. However, I have got in my stock of freebies over the years, obviously, I've spotted wood in various places, driveways and things I haven't stolen. I've always asked, by the way. A few years ago, I saw some bed slats. In fact, I've got various bed slats. These here are a 90 centimetres, which is a single bed size. I've got a full set of those, and the only downside is those are 20mm. I've got some thinner ones which are there, but I don't want to use those because they've got a slight curve on them. These I think will be great because they're already finished. I mean, they're perfect. All I have to do is put an incision down and I've got two. Now the problem is, of course, they're already 20mm, and if by the time I've put some decent ply on that doesn't bow, you know, it's going to be back up to 25mm, which we don't want. So I am prepared to use those because I've got them and they are free. And let's be honest, we need to use free stuff on a boat like this because it's bloody expensive. But I have a planer over there and I can plane these down to the appropriate size, so I might as well. So I am now de-pinning these staples. I'm taking all the staples out and I'm going to slice them in two, so that gives me double the amount. So I'm needing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly maybe 7. So that's 14 of them. So that's what I'm currently doing. So I'm going to get these into a position whereby I can run them through the planer. So I just thought I'd tell you that, because I found some free wood that I can make a really nice job of. Bit of work, but do you know what? I think it'll turn out rather nice. So I shall see you later. Well, I'll see you when I've done it. Bye for now. What a great machine that is. Brilliant. It's done both sides of that. And it's so it's such a clean and easy job to do that there's no mess or anything at all. It's absolutely brilliant. So I suppose we can crack on, can't we? I mean, there's no mess to clean up or anything. Right, so I have cut them down, well, cut them in half anyway. I seem to have 2 left. Now these aren't spaced exact, I've just eyed them at the moment. The crucial part is that we need a sort of a square edge as a base. Now imagine I'm walking up to the bed area, and that is the design of it, as you can see, that underlay. Now ignore the fact that the incision is made on an angle. It isn't when you get on the boat. It actually needs to finish where my foot is in a nice straight line, because the other two go off at an angle like that. So we've got a straight edge there. So all I need to do really now is I need to make a mark and copy the curvature of that underlay around there, and then I just need to cut them out really and mark them. This area here, what I will do is, obviously there's a tube that takes the water from the top of the boat, so I will obviously make an incision around here so it doesn't interfere, because there's a big tube got to go over it and a Jubilee clipped, so we need to make enough room there. As for the inspection hatch for the water, I don't think I need to make one anyway, because it's not going to be fully fitted. You can uplift that and the underlay, and you can get to what you need anyway, so the idea of having a hole there is immaterial. So there we go. So I'm going to space these out a little bit better than I have, and then I'm going to draw and cut, and then we can concentrate on the ply bit. So that's the theory anyway. So I'll put you back on your perch. In fact, no, I'll leave you there because I don't need to do anything now with that. And I will speak to you as I progress with the job. Okay? Bye for now. Right, so I thought I'd show you this. So I've marked every single one. As you can see, there's 12 in total. And also, I've drawn a line for the curvature of it, which is all the way around there in a marker pen. But what I've also done is I've also drawn a tram line for each one as well. So what it means is I can remove these now, because every single one has got a tram line, so I know exactly how straight they're going to be. I've used a random piece of wood. Ironically, that's a piece of chipboard that came off the kitchen area, so I used that as a spacer in between, and then I marked them out appropriately. So yes, it's overboard with the amount of pieces of slat, but if you think about it, you know, you can use a 4mm ply or less, and you're not going to get the waviness because you've got plenty of support underneath. So that was the method in my madness anyway. So I'm going to now take them away, I know that they're all marked up with numbers on them all, so I know where they're all going to go, and I can then cut them. And now I can also get the ply as well, and I can do exactly the same thing with the ply. So that was my little update. So you can carry on doing what you were doing, and I will do the same. See you in a minute. Why is my hand? Oh. Bizarre. And welcome aboard. It's the point where we need to be aboard now, because we need to finally trim these pieces in. As you can see, because I've marked... Oh, I'll tell you what, why don't we put some light on? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Oh, so chuffed with those. So, as you can see, they're all marked out, so it's very clear and precise. So we know where they all go. Where's the others? Got some more here. Put those there. Number 10 goes there, like so. That just happens to fit, so that's good. Number 9. That fits also. Number 12, that doesn't. There we go. That needs to come away because that pipe is going to be quite a thick one. So some of these need trimming down, as you can see, but aesthetically I think that looks really good. Looks brilliant. And we've got some of the ply that will go over there like so, and there's a smooth transition between them all, so that's great. So yeah, we're definitely on the right path. So what I need to do now is I need to trim the ones that need trimming. So that needs to be trimmed. That might not need to trim that one. That definitely needs trimming. That one, that definitely needs trimming. That one, and that one. So those, and ooh, let's have a look at that one. That's deceptive, isn't it, that one? I'll leave that one, and that one. There we go. So I'll go over to trim them over here. You don't need to see that, do you? No, you just need to see all the good bits. Right, so I will be back when I've trimmed those in, and then we'll start deciding putting these out and spacing them out, and hopefully by the time I get ready to go home I'll be able to stain it and do everything that I need to do so it will set for tomorrow. So there we go. So I'll see you very shortly. Why won't you switch off? Oh, that's because it's that one. Right. Blimey, it's not half mashed me as this one. Trying to cut these in, it's been rather difficult. Anyway, I'll put you there. I've only got 3 left. They're all cut. But I used the same thing. I used one of these as a spacer, so then I could get them, you know, roughly in the ideal spot so it reaches the top end. So basically that's how I've managed to do it. Once you got the first one in and you put 2 pins in, it kept these straight, so it was easy to you know, do one individually, and it was easy to start at this side and work my way up, because I'd planned them, the size of them and the spacing, because I could do it down there, you see. I suppose I could have cut these down there as well, but I wanted to put them on the boat because I wanted to see aesthetically how it would look. So I've only got 2 more to put in. Have I got 2 more or 3 more? Maybe 3 more to put in place. So I'll crack on. I've already cut them, so it's just a case of showing you what I used in the way of getting them spaced out right. Oh, what was that? Oh. It's weird. Maybe got a bit of a broken bit. Oh, I don't say it's broke. Right. Well, you'll have to bear with me a second, because it looks like my gun's decided to terminate its employment. Right, well, I'm pleased to say we've had a chat, me and the gun, and we've renegotiated new terms for its employment, and I'm very pleased to say she's back on board. I can now continue. Temperamental devil. Squeeze one in there, maybe, maybe not. Oh, right, because there's one in it. Right, really testing me, aren't you? I'll go and get some more pins. Bear with. Right, we can continue now. We are on the home stretch, he says. Right, and we don't have any more hiccups. And finally, we don't need the spacer for this one. So we're just going to make good, so we've got plenty of room around there for the pipe. I think we'll put it about there. Yeah. There we have it. Look at that. I have banged my head on that so many times you wouldn't believe it. Oh, God, blimey. I suppose I'll have to get used to climbing in and out of there when it's on the water. Well, there we go. What do you think, guys? I think that looks jolly good. Very nice pattern, if I may say so myself. You'll notice that it doesn't fit right on those very edges. I could. It was only because of the ply. I didn't have any ply that would extend that far. I could have put a join in it over one of those things, thinking about it. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to be... I might put a bit of a filler in because I know it's probably going to bug me. But at the moment, I'm just relieved that it's finished. I mean, these look beautiful now. They look great. And they are nice and flat against there. So I think we've made a big improvement. And as you can see, it's perfectly all right around there because, as I said, we've got the pipe to go in. A bit of beading to go on there as well on that back. Although you're not going to see that really because, as I say, that huge water pipe is going to fit over the top of that and not in it. So all we've got to do now really is take that down, and tomorrow we're going to give it a... In fact, I might do it tonight. I mean, it's knocking on now. I've been here quite a while doing it. I might give it a coat before I go. Do you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Because I'd like to get the clear coat on top of it. So I'm going to put stain on it to try and blend it in with these. And then tomorrow I'll coat it with the oil. So, yes. Great, we've had a good day today. I'm very pleased with how it's turned out. A lot neater. So, until tomorrow, thank you for watching. I hope you've not been too bored. But it's not the end of the episode. We will see you in the morning. Bye for now. Wednesday, January the 14th. And I think it's in the afternoon here at the moment. I had a few errands to do this morning. One of which was John's birthday. Unfortunately, he wasn't in. So it was a pit stop at his house just to drop off a card. And then I had other things to do, so we're a bit late today, but God, it's cold. So here we are. I don't know whether you can see that. It is dry. I think the colour's good. It looks very similar to the existing ones. I don't know whether to give it another coat because these look a bit, well, they just look a bit, they look like they're lighter than everything else. But I wanted it to look a bit oldie, which I think is, I've got that. So I think, even though it is absolutely freezing in here and it feels like a little bit sort of not dry, that's the right word. I think what I will do is I will make a decision on putting the Danish oil over the top of it, and then we can put it up there with the other two and we can call that finished. And then I can concentrate on the small bits that go on the ceiling, and then we can literally, with the exception of the water pipe, put the front end of the boat to bed, literally, because it is the bedroom area. So that's what I'm going to do. So I thought I'd introduce myself this morning, and this afternoon rather, and I'll get cracking with doing that. and you'll be back when I've done it. Bye for now. And welcome back. So I'm very pleased to say that that is now finished, and it's looking nice, looking really nice. I don't know whether it picks it up on the camera, but it does look like the others, so I'm very pleased about that. And I'm very pleased with the fact that this is a vast improvement on, I'll put that over there now to allow it to dry. A little perch. There we go. I think it's a vast improvement on that. I do indeed. So you've got that, or that. I know which one I like. I hope you do too. Right, so it's a case of moving on to the next job. I don't quite know where I put those items, to be honest, but I will find them and I will take them aboard. Well, actually, I've got an idea with those. I need to cut them to size, and I think what I'm going to do is, if you remember, on the ceiling we've got some stainless steel studs that hold the ceiling up, as you can see up there, together with those vents as well, those pieces of wood. They've got studs on them. I think at the front I'm going to continue that theme, and because I need to screw it up there anyway, so there's going to be screw heads no matter what. I don't think I can shoot pins into that wood that's above the fiberglass, because they are all original and they are all fiberglassed in. So I don't think I'll penetrate through the fiberglass, to be honest. So I think the best plan of action is to screw them into place and use those. I'm hoping that I've still got some left. I'm sure I have. So I think that's the next job. So we'll go aboard at some point. Well, I'll go aboard and I will start cutting them down to size and then screwing them into position, and you will see the finished article. So until then, you know the dance. Have a cup of tea or coffee and I'll see you there. And welcome aboard. So the jobs that I have done are I'm going to put that into place now. As you can see, it's, well, let's put some lights on. Put those on, and I'll put those on. There we go. See it now. As you can see, the colour blends in nicely, and it looks fitting for a very nice, well, very nice end of the boat, I would say. It looks well. Also, I have put on that little trim at the back there, so that's all finished. So really all this side now, all this end, apart from that pipe at the back, is now complete. I think that looks good at that end, around that pipe. Still debating about those two little quadrants there. I suppose in time I could, I'm bored, I can put a couple of pieces in there, but overall, I mean, there is, from memory, I think there's a cushion that goes all the way around there and all the way around here. And this, I know, is that there's a big cushion that goes there and there's two cushions that go there. So, you know, pressure-wise, you're not going to be touching those two areas. The main areas are these. And the most important thing of all, that this is now flush with this one, the original ones. And I'm pleased to say that the colour has blended very nicely, even though 99% of the time you're not going to see it. I think also I think I'm due a trim on there as well, actually, because there is obviously this section where I'm sitting at the moment, where my legs are. This is covered because this makes into a bed, and I think from memory. I'll have to look back at the old records and old videos to see whether there was an actual piece like that goes there, or a piece like that goes there, because I've got quite a few. And also these, I've got quite a few of these, and I think they go on the side of these boxes here. There, and there. So there's a bit to do from this side onwards, but my main concern, or my main focus, was to get this 99% finished. And to top it off, I did obviously I've put these up now, and you can see what I mean about the studs, because each one of these here, you know, they've got these have got the studs, and it marries up with all these studs here. And I thought, you know what, that would look quite nice with those studs in there. I don't know what you think, but I think that looks nice and neat there. And it just tucks, sort of just tucks in at the back of there. So they are nice and solid. I even curved it round there a bit, there and there. That's how finicky I am. But yeah, I don't think it looks out of place with the chrome, to be honest. It's all, if you look at it from there, I think it looks quite, it looks good. So there we have it, folks. I think I'm going to call it a day, because the next lot of jobs I want to do is, as you can see, I've got the buffer and the compound and the water and everything. I think the opener for the next episode is going to be, I'm going to attempt to buff that, see how it works. I don't think it's going to work, but you never know. It might do. It might work. But we'll find out in the next episode whether it does. And then we've got to then think about these side kicker plates here. These need covering, as do that needs covering. I'm happy with that. That doesn't move anywhere, since it's got, I've drilled a hole now in there, so that you can see how it splays out. Can you see how it splays out there? Yeah, you can. That does not move. That was exactly how those tables were designed. It literally, there's no movement. Whichever way you want to do it, there is no movement at all. So that, I don't think, is going to fracture or crack unless somebody abuses it and climbs on it. One of the grandchildren climbs on it and whatnot, but they'll have a rule not to, hopefully. So we'll call that a wrap for this episode. I've enjoyed this one because I've enjoyed doing that, because the last one was the table, and that did stress me out somewhat. So it's been a pleasure to do that because it's gone right for once. So with that said, thank you very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I might be able to squeeze one more in next week, because after that I am going to be indisposed for probably 3 weeks, which means it's going to be probably the last week in February before you will see another one. So I will do my utmost to get another one in the bag and on just before I'm not able to do any more work on this boat, and hopefully that'll keep you satisfied. But until then, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.